primary for Senate in Florida is now losing her mind and showing her true colors. President Trump said Republicans must storm the voting booths this November, or he will be impeached and risk reversing all the good he has done. Democrats now want to raise either your taxes or health insurance premium costs for everyone to shoulder the burden of trans surgery and trans medical care, plus Trump's plan to make beef more affordable. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing to my videos. You guys have mentioned you like that I jump right in, I stick to the facts and none of the fluff, so let's do just that. At a rally last night, President Trump warned that if we don't act as if he's on the ballot and all the good that he's done since coming back into office is on the ballot and at risk of being reversed, then he will be impeached and they will reverse all of the good that he has done. Listen to this.
Yeah, is they say that Trump does great when he's on the ballot, but when he's not on the ballot, his people don't come and they don't vote for senators, congressmen, and other Republicans. And that these people, they're running, they're great, but if Trump isn't actually on the ballot. So what I really want you to do is pretend, please, that I'm on the ballot. Just come and vote. It's so important. So just say that I'm on the ballot. And one more time, you got to say it, and you got to come out and vote. Because if we lose, you're going to lose your border. You're going to lose your tax cuts. You're going to lose everything that we've done. We've gotten the biggest tax cuts in history. Think about no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security for our seniors, no tax on overtime. All of that's going to be gone. Your taxes are going to go up. Your pay is going to go down. Your jobs are going to be lost. They're going to end up closing up. Your businesses are going to flee just like they did years ago. They're going to flee.
He's absolutely right. They want to impeach him. They want him gone. They do not care about the good that he's done. And even his good friend Bill O'Reilly, who many people trust, is saying they are going to come for him and they will try to take him out. Listen to what he shared.
If the Democrats win the Senate and the House, it's over for President Trump. It's over. Because they'll impeach him, they'll sue him, they'll every 2 minutes there'll be something else, and nothing will ever get passed. Nothing. So it's going to be 2 years of let's get Trump. That's what will happen. And that's what the media wants, and that's what the Democratic Party wants. Democratic Party is not going to do anything but attack Trump. So that's not even a hard analysis. We know that will happen. If there's a split and the Senate goes for the Republicans, that'll blunt impeachment because you need 2/3 of the Senate. He's not going to get impeached and convicted anyway, Trump. So, but it's not the votes there. So this seems very personal for Donald Trump because he's got to know that the Republicans have got to take at least one house. He has to, or his whole legacy blows up. Goes down like LBJ, Lyndon Johnson. I don't know if the president makes that comparison, but if he reads my book, Confronting the Presidents, it's exactly the same.
I think he's absolutely right. Not only are they not going to do anything for you, but they'll just spend all of their time and all of your money, taxpayer money, fighting him and suing him. Think how much they have fought and sued him and how much good he's still been able to do. Now, imagine if he loses. All they'll do is fight him and sue him, and he probably won't be winning. And everything, it's going to be really crazy if they were able to pull that off. Now, not everybody is against Trump. Even Governor Gavin Newsom admitted last night, Trump is doing a lot of good. And he's now telling parents and grandparents, you would be crazy not to get a Trump account and set your children and grandchildren up for a bright and financially secure future.
I'm enthusiastic about encouraging people to get a Trump account. I think it's incredibly important. It's one of the best things he's done And so we're here to encourage people to take advantage of this, to not fall prey to the politics or the cynicism or maybe even the fear that if I download a Trump account, somehow that means something. It doesn't. It just means something for your kid. It's not Trump's money. It's your child's money.
He is so thirsty. And it reminds me a little bit of when Trump came up with the no tax on tips.
Exactly.
And then you had a lot of these Democrats who are like, oh, that's a really good idea.
And then they pretended like Kamala pretended like she did it.
He's coming out more and more and complimenting Trump. I'm really not sure why he's doing that strategy, but he is. And if you haven't got one of those Trump accounts for your children or grandchildren, you should. Now, new data shows America is finally seeing real progress on the fentanyl crisis. Deaths are down by over 10,000 Americans per year. The Trump administration credits tighter border enforcement, tougher pressure on cartel networks, more ICE arrests involving fentanyl offenders, and the Halt Fentanyl Act, which permanently classified fentanyl as a Schedule I drug. No policy can erase this crisis overnight, but with Trump's leadership, there's 10,000 more Americans alive right now because of Trump. Now, fresh off of winning Florida's Democratic Senate primary, self-described Democrat socialist Angie Nixon is showing voters exactly what her brand of politics really looks like: rage, extreme rhetoric, and a policy platform that treats immigration enforcement like a war crime. Nixon defeated Alex Vindman despite being dramatically outspent 16-1. Now that she is the nominee against Republican Ashley Moody, she is no longer just promising affordability. She's calling ICE agents modern-day slave catchers, thugs, kidnappers, and Trump's weaponized paramilitary force. She has even compared immigration detention facilities to modern-day concentration camps and says that ICE should be abolished entirely. This is not a serious border policy. It's political theater with a megaphone. ICE agents are arresting people accused of convicted crimes, including murder, sexual assault, drug trafficking, robbery, child trafficking, and violent assaults. Nixon's response is apparently to smear every ICE officer involved in that network as a kidnapper and demand the agency disappear. That may win applause inside of activist bubble groups, but it's not how a senator should talk about law enforcement or public safety. She speaks as if keeping America safe is a bad thing. She talks as if following the rule of law is actually breaking the law. She's calling good evil and evil good. She wants to fight for illegals more than she wants to fight for her fellow citizens, even if those illegals are murderers, rapists, and child traffickers. It makes no sense to me. Then Angie Nixon went on television and claimed people are taking their lives each and every day because of Donald Trump. What? Are you kidding me? She's now weaponizing suicide as Donald Trump's fault, that people are literally unaliving themselves every single day because they can't deal with the pressure of Donald Trump being president. It's reckless, it's cruel, it's weaponization, it's a campaign prop that we should all ignore and call out as bad. It's dysfunction in the public square. Nixon reportedly also had a heated phone call with the Florida Democrat Party chair, Nikki Fried, where they were screaming back and forth at each other, where she was literally trying to tell her, you can't talk like this. The majority of people that will vote you into office, and we need you in office, they're going to see you as crazy. They're going to see you as gaslighting the American people, that getting rid of murderers and rapists is bad, that suddenly the Holocaust is back for people of color, and that literally these are slave trading people. Like, it's all gone too far. Now, this is the new Democrat Senate nominee. Again, she wants to abolish ICE, compares them to slave catchers, says America is under a dictatorship, and that she is ready to go to war with her own party. Wow. Sometimes you just pick the wrong person, right? But again, I don't know. This is kind of crazy to me. Now, Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, was asked, is Angie Nixon right? Are you guys specifically going after people of color as she suggested. Listen to his response.
Ridiculous statement. Look, we don't racially profile. Everybody we talk to, we have reasonable suspicion of aliens to talk to them and to arrest them when need probable cause. That's what the law says, and that's what we do. We don't arrest people based on the color of their skin. I'm actually an equal opportunity deporter. I deported people to 180 countries last year. So I don't care if you're from Asia, you're from Europe, or you're from other countries. If you're in the country legally, you'll be deported, regardless of the color of your skin.
All right. He's absolutely right. Like, this has nothing to do with race or the level of pigmentation inside of your skin. If you're here illegally, that's the box. You're here illegally and you get out. And then on top of that, you've got these other boxes: murderer, rapist, child trafficker, drug trafficker. Check, 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 check. Get him out. That's what he is looking at. It has nothing to do with the pigmentation in your skin. All right, now, I do want to share one piece of hope with you guys. This is some really good news. So this Angie Nixon, yes, she won, and she did it on a small amount of money, like a ridiculously small amount of money. She's got a loud voice, but a small audience, right? And right now, the betting markets are predicting that Trump-backed Ashley Moody has over a 90% chance of winning the Senate seat down in Florida. So unless Ashley Moody does something crazy, or Angie Nixon is suddenly flooded with millions of dollars of dark money, which could happen, she will likely lose. But right now, the only message that Democrats have is that Trump is awful. And he's the worst thing that ever happened to America. That socialism will solve all of your problems. Tax the rich versus stopping the fraud. Raise your taxes versus lowering the amount of stolen money. Reopen the borders. Be a compassionate nation again. And trans rights. And speaking of that, Democrats increasingly want transgender policy to be a major election issue. Their message is clear. Even if voters have concerns, Washington should force expanded protection and medical coverage onto everyone. Massachusetts Senate candidate Seth Moulton says Democrats should lead on legally protecting transgender health care and preventing discrimination in schools and workplaces. Supporters frame that as compassion and safety for Americans. But federal mandates have costs. Broader insurance requirement means higher premiums, higher taxes, higher deductibles, reduced wages for working families and employers. Taxpayers and policyholders are asked to subsidize these crazy trans medical treatments. It's inappropriate. Yes, every student deserves safety, but we shouldn't be brainwashing children that they're the opposite gender. And you and I should not be forced to pay higher taxes or higher premiums so that a man can chop off his genitals and be more like a woman. It's really, really inappropriate. All right, I have some more good news for you guys, but first, 60 seconds from today's sponsor. Censorship is back. Platforms and banks are controlling speech and money, freezing accounts, and cutting off voices they don't like. Rumble is the one company that consistently fought back, and now they've launched Rumble Wallet to protect both free speech and your finances. This is a wallet no one can cancel. You control it, not a bank, not a government, not tech platforms. With Rumble Wallet, you can buy and save assets like Bitcoin, Tether Gold, and the new USD stablecoin, a US regulated stablecoin designed to hold value without big banks. You can also instantly tip creators with no middleman and no fee. Any money you send goes right to them right away. Support content creators on Rumble by clicking the tip button on my Rumble channel. Go to wallet.rumble.com or search Rumble Wallet in the App Store. Download it, set up your account, and step away from big banks forever. All right, President Trump is trying to get the price of beef down, and he's doing it in a bit of an interesting way. Let me go ahead and just read this to you. So President Trump is going to flood the United States with 300,000 tons of meat, and he's removing the tariffs on beef in order to do that. We've got 74 days to go. The average price of ground beef is around 7 pounds. He says that's wrong, but we've got a problem. Under the Biden administration, the head of cattle numbers all dropped significantly. And we've got to get more beef coming into the country and more head of cattle growing within the country. This is what he had to say. Today, I concluded a deal to substantially lower the price of ground beef for working American families. As everyone knows, under President Biden, beef prices soared at their fastest rate, and the American beef herd fell to its smallest size in modern history. As we work to rebuild this herd and help our ranchers for the next 90 days, the United States will allow up to 300,000 metric tons of product for ground beef to be imported with no out-of-quota tariff. We have a commitment that this beef will be sold at 25% below current market prices. This deal will reduce price for Americans while giving space for our great American beef herd to grow again. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So President Trump and the USDA, they're saying, wait a minute, we got to get food prices down. We've got to invest in our farmers. We've also got to invest in our ranchers. And they need space to get their herd count back up. And so what is he doing? He's allowing beef to come into the country, and he's got a commitment that it will come in and sell at a reduced price in order to help you lower your costs at the grocery store. One of the main reasons that that beef prices went so high was that fertilizer, oil, and gas got so extreme under Joe Biden. Now it's back down and then it's back up, right? And so hopefully that will come back down as the Iran war ends. But this is President Trump doing what he can. He's got limited levers that he can pull at this point, but this is one that he's going to yank, and he's going to yank it as hard as he can. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching and sharing. If you found value in the video, make sure to give it a like, hit that subscribe button, stay amazing, and I will see you on the next video.